Welcome back, my children. We are here with Islands of Insight, the greatest puzzle game of all time, and it's time to move on from this bridge. Last time I was collecting cubes. There's one left. I don't know where it is. I'll look for it another time, not today. Anytime we come to Autumn Falls, I can just grab it. There'll just be one somewhere here. What I want to do now is start clearing out some of the other enclaves and trials that we haven't done yet. Hold on a second. I can get a Mirabilis there. At this point, they do absolutely nothing, so I'm not sure what to do with that. Charcoal Infinity's Legacy. I can't wear that, though, can I? Infinity's Legacy? No. Yeah. Yes, I'm a strong, independent woman, and I don't need no Infinity's Legacy. So, where was I? So the idea was I was going to fill out the enclaves and things like that I haven't done. So I've done all of the one in Autumn Falls. Time to move on to the next area, and I particularly want to go here to Mysterious Areas. So that is what we will do, and just because I will lose track of where I am, it's this way. Okay. Puzzle time. Don't make a domino. Okay. Well, then these have to be light cells. That has to be. Okay. This can't be that, so there we go. Oops, wrong button. This is a possibility. No, this has to be like this. It has to do that, otherwise we're in trouble. That's gotta be like that. This could just be here. It's much easier than it looks. Okay. There's a light motif over here. And there's a sky drop too, but that's a little bit easier to... Wait, it's not a circle. It's a square shape. That's interesting. There. Alright, get rid of that. So I guess it's just this right here. Mysterious Areas. Truth within the ambiguity. This is a very tiny enclave, so we should be able to complete it rather quickly. Oh, shy auras, okay. Well, apparently looking at this one doesn't do anything bad. But motion does? No, because then if I stop moving, there's a flight? No. Maybe it is looking? Maybe it just didn't count at first. Let's back up toward it. Yeah, I guess it is a looking one. Okay. So how many shy auras? There's at least 4. It says touch 4 shy auras. I think that's a motion guy, so we'll go right up to him. Yep. That's my way. I think this is a sneaky boy. Okay, there's that. Now there's hidden cubes everywhere here. It's gonna be another one of those. We just did a hidden cube area. I'm like ignoring all the logic grids in favor of getting these noisy things out of here. There's a pillar of insight hidden there. Where are you? There you are. There's the guy up top. Where is he? Thought there was a guy up here. Maybe I was seeing this. It is only within the realm of mathematics that the most fantastical objects can be constructed. A number that contains every other number. A shape that contains every other shape. A world that contains every other world. Okay. sounds like it's really close to here. Ah, it's because it is really close to there. Where are you? It's like right around here. I can hear it. How about you? Cool. Hidden cubes. So it doesn't want me to find any more than that, but there definitely are more. I can hear them. Where are you? You're somewhere here. Oh, literally right next to me. Is it up high? That's too high. Oh, hey, look at that. That was a flight guy. I just needed to get far enough away for him to reappear. So that's all. There were not more shy auras than that. That might be all the cubes. Thank goodness. Learn the barrier insight. Is that just this here? Area numbers equal weakened sides. So no matter what, I'm going to extend at least one of these two directions. So this has to be white, and then we're going to have this go on. Same this. We can't have this. That would be a problem. So it is, in fact, like this. Let's see. These are all going to be different. Once again, we have to do it this way. This will take care of that. Let's see. What if we just did this? Right? Because these have to be... Yeah, that just has to be that way. Okay. This 4 is going to touch... it can't do this. We'd have a problem. So this 4 has to be like that. This is sort of required, I guess. Oh, wrong button. Cool. The barrier lemma. In the example, imagine a barrier between the 2 and 5, and imagine it extending downward into the gap between the 2 gray tiles below them. The light region containing the 4 may not cross this barrier, otherwise it would force the incompatible 2 and 5 to become connected. So that's kind of what I was looking at before. So in this case, if the 4 were to cross these 2, then both of those would be dark and we'd have a problem. So when it comes to something like this, we have to make a cross, because any other thing is going to make these incompatible. Because there has to be a barrier here. We have to do this. So those are done. That's done. That's done. The 7 could connect to here. But, yeah, in fact, it probably does. Hold on, this is a little trickier because the 7 can go... Well, these are the same color. These are going to be the same color. So that's going to be a different color. So, in fact, if this is a dark cell, we're really in trouble because we kind of have to do this. So that's going to be light. These are going to be dark. Oh. No, that's not right. Hold on. These do have to be different colors. Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong about that. So, I think... see, if we do this, we run into trouble here. So we might do this. That would be like that. this is possible. Okay. That was tricky for some reason. So these have to be different whatever happens. And then this is going to be the same as that. So having these be the same means we can do some stuff like this. Right? We can make this shape because these can both be the same color. This can work. Yeah, I think this will work. Yep, so far so good. Cool. What else we got around? I think it's just the logic grids now, so we're just going to do that. Complete the chain of logic grids like this. So that's that. There's a cube up here. I hear another cube, but we'll find it soon. That's got to be a different color. Uncolored alteration. Adjacent uncolored symbols must be oppositely colored if they cannot lie in the same region. Sure, so all the ones, these all have to. These fives could be together, though. Alrighty, there's one there. So these are different, those are all different. Oops, well, that is required. Let's see here. 4 is going to go that way for sure. Cool. That's going to be different. That's going to be different. Cool. Cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh boy. This has to be dark, because if it's light, we're not going to make a 5. So now these are all settled. Those are settled. I mean, this might as well have a rule that says all light and dark areas have region size of 5. The number 5 here is not doing anything particularly new. Oh. That has to be there. Uncolored overloading. This is going to be obvious. If an uncolored clue would be immediately overloaded by being one color, it must be the other color. Cool. Cool story. This has to be that. This is going to have to be dark because it won't fit if it's light. This has to be light. Let's see. That can't connect to either of those. The 6 can be either color at this point. The 5 is not going to connect to there. It's not going to do that. It's going to be one of those two. So I think the 6 is light. Solve all 8 of the scattered logic grids. Great. That's for sure. 4 could be any color now. That's got to be white. Let's see. No, that's got to be light. There we go. Where we are in the chain. 3 has to be this. 5 is going to be white. 7 is going to be the dark one here, and then there's your 9. Cool. I don't hear any more cubes, so we're victorious on that front. 4's got to be dark. That means 3 is light. And 2 is light. Avoid incompatible colors. The 5 in the example doesn't have enough room to grow if it's colored light, so it must be colored dark. So I've already said this before. Come on, keep up with this game. More generally, try to spot situations where an uncolored Alrighty, this is solved for us. This can't be dark, it'll overload. One of these is dark, one's light. There's no way for this 5 to... No, it could be that, actually. 7 has to be dark. It'll overload otherwise. 6 now is settled. So yeah, this is how we do it. That's light. That's dark. That is dark. Oh, that's dark or it'll overload. This could be either. In fact, actually, it's just dark. Let's see. What's that? The 3s would overload? No, the 2 would overload. Uh-huh. Maybe not. That could be. No, it doesn't be dark because of that. Sorry. I was not thinking straight. Okay. That's the chain of logic grids. But there's still more. That's going to unlock a mystery that we can look at in a second here. We should do more mysteries at some point, probably. There's more scattered logic grids somewhere around here. There's definitely one up here. Okay. Let's see here. This 4 is going to go into either of these, so this is going to be a light cell. Let's see. That's got to be light. Cool. What if we did this? I'm not sure yet. The 6 has to extend down at least once. This 3 is going to touch one of those, so that has to be a light cell, so that's dark. Actually, hold on. If we did this, these would both be light, so that is in fact connected to there. Let's see. What else can we deduce here? Like, we can just do this, so that it's not, but it's possible that these are also light cells and that this comes out. Let's see, the 4 could be this, but it also could come out this way. Well, if it came out this way, hard to say. Okay, I'm missing something obvious here. If we had this... Actually, hold on. If we do this, we're going to overload. So that does have to be a dark cell. There we go. That's the solution. This will overload, so we can't do that. This has to be a dark cell now. One of these two is light, so that one's a dark cell, because either way it will complete the 3. So... Still don't know in this direction. That's complete. The 4 can only extend a couple spaces up here, so it will extend down. No, if we did this, this 4 is going... No, it's still fine. It's still fine. I don't know yet. Don't know for sure. This 4 can still extend up this far. If we did this... If we did this, this would be solid, and then the 6 would have to be this piece here. But if we did this, the 6 would still have to be that piece there. So the 6 is definitely going to come down here, which means this is where the 3 goes. The 4 now does have to extend down this way. The 5s are probably going to connect, but not here. In fact, they are going to connect, otherwise we're going to run into trouble where we don't have enough space. This 4 has to be here, otherwise we would not have enough space for the 5s. Okay. We can do this. That was a cool puzzle. So there's more logic grids somewhere? There's 2 more that I've missed? Now, logic grids are a little harder to miss than the other types. There's one. Okay, that's solved. Okay, that is also solved. Let's see. That has to be like that. One more. Once again, logic grids are harder to hide than other things. There it is. That's got to be that. This has to be light, so that's dark. That's got to be dark. There we go. That's going to be there. Oh, and solved. That's everything. So is that all the puzzles on the enclave? Hopefully so. 100% completion. Look at that. Don't even have to cheat. And do I just say that's a nice quick episode? I might just say that's a nice quick episode. There we go. I saw that as it was flying through the air.